Mike's Daily Podcast.
I understand that you listen to a podcast and you go, oh, this show is about how I can pick my teeth and get those chunky things out of my teeth. And I know that's what this podcast is about, and it's not at all about that. So thank you for listening to the Special Friday show. I'm Mike Matthews, your host. We will not have a Super Secret Sunday show this weekend because
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm taking it off for my crazy weekend job, where the guy who schedules me is just most of the time
Mike's Daily Podcast.
too busy to make the schedule to schedule me. So I've decided that this weekend I'm gonna do something, and you might think it's freaking cool. What I want to do? I want to go to Berkeley, and we're gonna pay homage to someone that we lost recently. I'm gonna do this with my lady friend, and I shall decently show up to this, and I'll tell you what.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It is very Berkeley, it's very hippie, it's very dippy, but it's going to be dancey.
Mike's
It's a dance-off
Daily
in honor of this
Podcast.
friend that I did not meet, of my lady friend, and we're going to dance. Lots of people are going to, and have some fun. Groove is in the heart, yeah. Groove is in the heart. Delight. Boom, doom, 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 doom. The thing is, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be free form. And I know a thing or two about free form, my friend. Look who just walked in. Oh, heck, who's walking in? I do write some of this out. Oh, yeah, Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley are stopping by. And here they are. Let's applaud them now. Oh. Very good, yes. So, yeah, I'm a freeform dance, y'all. That should be interesting. Get in touch with the spiritual dances and the elements and whatnot. Yeah. It's going to be all Burning Man. Though I've never been to Burning Man. Though I don't think I really ever want to go to Burning Man. That seems like a little bit too stinky for me. For too many days. I can handle it for a little while, but a whole bunch of days, I don't know. And sand everywhere. It's every crevice. So, hey, what was that? Look who's here. Hello, my message, Madame Rootabega, and I want to say hello.
And here's today's podcast picture.
That girl that just said that is celebrating her wedding anniversary today. Yes, she got married on this date 4 years ago. More applause for her. Yes, her and her husband, Jimmy. Way to go. And they have traveled the world several times because he's in the military and he gets to do that. Awesome. I guess. I don't know. I have not served in the military. I don't know what it's like. It's I would probably be a vastly different person had I been in the military. But this country needs to be defended so that I can say stupid stuff like I do on this show. So, thank you to Jimmy, and thank you to all who serve. And I hope you do get to travel the world and see amazing things. Because it's a small world, after all. And there was a song I had about that goes something like this. So the podcast picture today has something to do with the world. Actually, let's go to Portland for this picture. I have not been to Portland in about 4 years. Five years, I think, was this trip. Yes. And I will show you this picture. This lovely park that they have has this cool monument. This is the Rose Garden. That's I think it's the Shakespeare Rose Garden, where every rose has something to do with a Shakespeare play of some sort. So I will post that at mikesdailypodcast.com, sort of a random post. Now, I will say that the picture yesterday featured my lovely lady friend and I, and she looked rather nice. Machi. And we were in Monterey at the beach, and with Basil the boxer, and it was an awesome picture. Not so many. I only got like 3 likes. one of them, Rosalinda, who always seems to like any of the pictures I post, and I appreciate that, Rosalinda. Or she likes it when I post pictures of my lady friend and I, which I have only posted 2. But then also, looks like my ex-mother-in-law posted liked the picture, and also Stormy Phoenix liked the picture. So, well, there we go. That's all you need, is that group to be your friends. I probably would have gotten a like from Sylvia, who I saw yesterday. I had not seen her in a while. If you've listened to this podcast for a while, you know I have only one podcast listener, and that's Sylvia. Well, now I have 2. I have Sylvia and my lovely lady friend. But Sylvia met my lovely lady friend, and I actually got to meet my lovely lady friend for the first time. And we met at Cafe 4. A little free plug for them because, well, they're good friends of mine. I almost feel like they're family, but they're not. But you know how that is? Do you know how that is? Speaking of friends that have family, that have sort of adopted you, my good friend Robert, who used to do a segment on this show. Ooh, let's see if I can find this, like, right now. Right now. I can't seem to find it. Here. Okay. Robert Welsh, once upon a time, eons ago, did a segment on this show where I would just let him say, even though he's never listened to this show. And the segment was called Welsh on the World. Because his name is Robert Welsh. Well, he hasn't done that in a while. But his lovely wife, Christy, her parents have sort of adopted me. And yesterday, I bought them a karaoke machine, and it arrived at their house via delivery yesterday. And I know they're so excited, and they're looking at this machine going, what does this do? And I will show them, and I am excited, and it'll be fun, and there's a karaoke party in our future. But back to Sylvia, who is an avid fan of the show, even though I talk very angrily about stupid Bay Area hats that I call lame Australian cowboy hats that are floppy hats they're made to look like safari, like it's something that Crocodile Dundee would wear. And she's like, why are you complaining about that? But they look ridiculous to me, and I'll tell you why. And I don't think I really told you why they annoy me, and it's a very simple thing. Years ago, I was a DJ at a country station. Oh, and by the way, Sylvia hates country. Just so we get that all cleared up, she really hates it. I mean, hates it with a passion. Good for you. I worked at a country radio station for a long time and got used to the music. In fact, I was walking Basil the Boxer yesterday, and I happened to hear a country song I used to play. Actually, someone that you can hear an interview with at mikesdailypodcast.com, Craig Morgan. He had a song called That's What I Like About Sundays, and I heard that song playing. It is not my favorite song, and I'll admit there is a lot of country I cannot stand, but I did work in the industry, in the radio world of country music for, I guess like 13 years on actual commercial radio, and then I did about 2 years on a free, I got paid nothing, on an internet radio station. I did that for about 2 years. Will I do it ever again? No, I'm done. I am a little bit, my patience is gone as far as country music goes. It doesn't seem to ever change, and it seems to always go in a trajectory that I'm not the biggest fan of, but whatever, cafe whatever, that's how it goes. Some of it I love, though, and there's a great channel that you can listen to.
In the theaters for...
Oh. Hey.
In the theaters.
Let's see.
So I told him we needed to write something that would make
That's
people
Craig Morgan.
want to write home about it. And we immediately jumped on that idea and sat down and wrote this song.
Well, let's give it a listen. It's the new one from Craig Morgan.
Yeah, that was his first single. And you just heard a little bit of it, and my voice was way higher. But if you recorded your voice from way back when and heard it now, you would go, oh my gosh, my voice is way higher. That was a song he had. And that song actually bombed for him. But he had, That's What I Like About Sundays, and Redneck Yacht Club was a song he had. It was pretty funny.
Please welcome new Atlantic recording artist, Craig Morgan. Craig, welcome to the Hey Santa Fe Cafe. Do you need a root beer or anything like that? I can set you up.
Man, you got somebody that can bring one out here? I can go back here in the kitchen and get one.
No, that is so kind of you. But we have Marge, who can, she's our worker.
It's not too much inconvenience.
Marge?
Oh, hi, Craig.
Hi, Marge.
Marge, don't drool on him.
I'm not drooling. What would you like to drink, Craig?
How about a root beer, Marge?
I'll be right back.
All right. Well,
That's how interviews went back in the day with me on that. Craig Morgan was in the military, by the way, so that kind of fits into today's show a little bit. Post 4th of July. But yeah, I would do my little impressions. It was mainly Simpsons characters back then, although I was sort of sprinkling in the Madame Rootabega and others. Who else did I have on? That guy we just heard. He was on. He was the busboy. So we didn't say hi to our people yet.
Yes, Master, you said hi to me already. Ooh.
Oh, look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we heard that your lady friend does a really good impression of Bison Bentley there.
Yeah, she does an impression of me. Do you know that? I'm flattered. You're flattered? I'm flattered. Do you know that? Okay, Bison, that's awesome. Freeform, my friend, freeform. So what I was saying about Craig Morgan and his... So that album did not do well for him. But then he had a song about... He's walking in a park and he meets a guy who's asleep on a park bench. And he wakes him up to see if the guy needs any help. And the guy wakes up and he goes, oh my God, why did you just wake me up? When you woke me up, I was remembering, and then there's all this sort of country music imagery. You know, I was sitting in a hammock, and my wife was bringing me a delicious iced tea, and we were barbecuing, and it was a beautiful breeze blowing. It's a beautiful song. It ended up being a #1 hit for him, Craig Morgan, and it was called Almost Home. That's what it is. I was almost home, and then you woke me up. I'm not going to play it for you. You'll just have to find it. Because I know some people don't like country music that listen to this show, and that's fine. I understand. I don't understand why people my age or slightly older have to say the word Eddie Haskell. Oh, back up to the Australian hat. So this all goes back to the country music world, and I was getting tired of wearing cowboy hats because they're very rigid, and if you can't drive with them because the back of your car seat always hits the rim, and when you hit the rim, the hat pops off your head. I mean, you have to basically drive without the hat on, and then when you get out of the car, you put the hat on. And then, I mean, as soon as you put it on, it demands respect. Everybody's, oh my God, it's a cowboy. Look, even though I'm not a cowboy, I've met cows. I like cows. I know they taste good, but they're an interesting animal. They're like a big dog. Big dog that if they step on your foot, you're going to the hospital. So, and Basil has barked at many a cow. Not so much anymore because, well, his life was threatened by a cow around Thanksgiving last year. So that actually happened. And turkey sound effect in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What ended up happening, though, was I got tired of wearing the cowboy hats, and I still hold on to this one cowboy hat in particular because Garth Brooks signed it. Hey, I had a dream about Garth Brooks last night. I got friends in low places. Not my absolute favorite Garth Brooks song. No, the song by Garth Brooks that I absolutely love, and it basically saved my soul in some very dark times post-divorce. I wonder if it's in it. It's called Learning to Live Again. Oh my God, this song. It is the... It's killing me. That's not it. Oh, you know what? Oh, you can't... Garth has gone after and sued everybody that's tried to put his music on YouTube, so you will not hear that song. You've been spared, country hater. So Garth Brooks signed a cowboy hat when I've met him 3 times. And twice I've met him. And he signed it the first time. Second time, I talked to him for a little bit at there was a party, and I gave him my cell phone and had him call the radio station. So the DJ back at the station interviewed him and did a horrible interview. But the point is that I didn't want to wear cowboy hats anymore, and I saw that they had come out with this Australian cowboy hat that apparently, and this used to be in the commercial, it is such a strong hat that an elephant actually ate one of the hats and passed it through his system and pooped out the hat, and it was wearable. Well, not at that point. It had to be washed off with a lot of water. A lot of water. I love it. At any rate, I wore that hat and I hated that hat. It looked stupid, and I see pictures of me in it now and I go, why? And there is that hat all over the Bay Area now. So that's why I go, why? About that hat. Okay, Freeform. Freeform, yeah. Plumbers make way too much money. The guy I produce a radio show for, he brought that up. We had a conversation about that. They make. Well, what's interesting, I don't know if they make too much money, but here's the deal: is they get such the superiority complex when they come over to your house, and all you're doing is shoving a big snake down my drain and clearing it out. Thank you for doing that, and you're dealing with the poop and whatnot. But thank you. But geez, I've heard some asinine things out of a plumber's mouth. When I first moved into my house, I had to have a plumber inspect it per the sale. It had to go through an inspection. And I remember he was walking through my house, and I've got these windows, and I love windows. And when I moved to California, I'm like, I got to have windows because it's California. It's beautiful. And he goes, you should seal off this window, and that way you'd have an extra wall. And I thought, you are an idiot. What are you doing living in California? If you hate the sunlight, get the hell out. If you don't like, that's the whole point of being here, because we have so much beautiful sun. Damn. And then this other guy came to clean out my toilet. I hired him 3 times. Oh, and God, he would just ramble on, and at some points be slightly racist. And I was like, I just gave you money. I don't feel comfortable anymore. This is bad. And I watched the last time he came to the house, which was thankfully it was more than a couple of years ago, thankfully. He brought this snake device, and I said, wait a minute, I've seen this at Harbor Freight. This is actually affordable. I could buy this, and then for what I'm paying you to be here today, I could take care of this. Shoot. At any rate, plumbers they get you over a barrel, and they do things like, yeah, well, just to get in my car, it cost me $200. to come out here, get out here in my truck. I keep forgetting to mention at my weekend job, this lady calls in about traffic reports, and it reminded me back now to when I did work in country radio. People would call up the station all the time over the smallest little traffic reports. Hey, there was a person pulled over to the side of the road. I think you should know about that and talk about it on the air. I think you should stop whatever song you're playing by Craig Morgan and talk about it on the air. Now! That's the kind of people that call up. And this isn't even a country station I work for now. I work for a pop music station. And they're calling up, hey! Although there was a fire on the Altamont this past weekend. Thankfully, they put it out. But that was a bit scary. But, geez, they call up for the littlest things. And then finally, so people at work have found out that I have a lovely lady friend. And they're asking questions. What does she do? What church? Oh, and then I got, what church does she go to? As if that is any of your damn business. And then also someone, back to Eddie Haskell. I knew a kid who, so if you don't know, thank God you don't know who Eddie Haskell is, but it had to do with a TV show called Leave It to Beaver. And there was a guy I knew. He was a friend. At the time, he was a friend. I disowned him about 12 years ago. I actually mailed him a letter, snail mail, saying, stop calling me. You're an idiot. He would we would get together. He was nice one-on-one, but we had some mutual friends. And whenever we got together, the mutual friends, who I knew some of these guys from way back, like to kindergarten, they would rip on me like there was no end. It would just continue, and it was merciless. The whole time I was miserable hanging out with these guys. So I just said, screw it. I don't need this. No one needs that. So I sent him a letter. I said, look, just don't ever contact me. Oh, that was the other thing. Even though I get up at 4 a.m. every day now, this guy used to call me up at that time in the morning and wake me up constantly. And he loved it, and he'd laugh. he had the most annoying laugh. God, work on yourself before you. Anyway, Café Anyway. My rants. Anyway, that's about all I have today. That and Costco's stock went up, which I don't know. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but everybody was talking about Amazon and about Amazon taking over the world and about
Jeff Bezos is watching you.
But, and how they're going to put Costco out of business. Costco did great. And Costco's website, online purchasing, is doing fantastic. So, I don't know what that... It's almost like the tide rises all boats. Is that what I'm trying to think? Is that the expression I'm trying to think? The whole Amazon online thing is getting all these other companies to do the online thing, and they're getting competition. So, I don't know.
Jeff Bezos is watching you.
But you got to be quicker than that.
Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
Amazon's trying to outquick everybody, but hey, that was my little business talk part of my show, because I work at a business talk station, believe it or not. So there you go. And any news? So there was that whole exchange in Congress yesterday with the guy with the text messages. Is it Struck? Is his name? Is it Struck? He's been struck several times in the head. And that seemed to be the whole thing. He was the guy that worked for the FBI. And they went after him yesterday, the Republicans, like, how dare you? You worked for Mueller, and you are a... Mueller. And you didn't want Trump to win, and you are bad.
Because you'd be in jail.
Is what they were saying. And it got heated. And I would tell you all about it, but I know you don't really care about politics at this point of the show. You're pretty much done, aren't you? It's I know we've been free-forming all over the place today. But there was one other interesting bit of business news that I heard from the show that I produce, and that is wedding costs. The cost that the amount people pay for a wedding ring is in inverse proportion to the amount of the chances of you getting a divorce. So the more you pay for a wedding ring, the more of a chance you have in getting a divorce. Was a statistic he pulled out. I don't know where he got that from, and I don't have time to look that up. But the point is, freeform and plumbers suck. And no, plumbers, I'm probably going to need a plumber this weekend. God, I hope not. But yes, they can be helpful. It's just a little bit on the crazy side sometimes with the plumbers. Hey, back to, so there is a record U.S. surplus, China trade surplus, U.S.-China trade surplus. The China trade surplus with the U.S. hits record high in June. China with U.S. hits record as exports rush to beat the tariffs, is what's going on. That's another bit of business news for you. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Thank you for listening to the show. I'll tell you all about the freeform dancing on the next show, hopefully. Hopefully we'll have a next show for you. Thank you for listening and putting up a little bit of country. And remember those ones that you lost this weekend. It's not a Memorial Day weekend or anything, but just do it. You know, just think about the ones that were important in your life and never let their memory go. That's one thing we learned from Coco, isn't it? Don't let the memory fade. Always remember those ones that meant a lot to you. And also, don't forget that it is Friday the 13th. So,
oh my.
A little bit scary, a little bit frightening, but I think one more scary thing. But the good news is this is the day that my mom came to America 56 years ago. So, that's a big piece of news, a big, wonderful anniversary to remember as well. Next show at Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Have an awesome weekend. Oh, and this just in, Stormy Daniels, the attorney for the actress, quote unquote. Stormy Daniels says prosecutors have dropped all charges against her following her arrest at the Ohio Adult Club. We were talking about that in a previous show. And this just in, the country station that you should listen to that is not country, it's called, it's the alternative station. It's a y'alternative station. It's an Americana station on Soma.fm or SomaFM.com. And it is called Boot Liquor. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Boot Liquor, like liquor as in what you drink. On SomaFM.com, Americana Roots music for cowhands. It is so fun to listen to. Oh, and Castro Valley Pride is happening this weekend at the Castro Valley High School. They do this every year around this time. So, yeah, that's this Saturday afternoon.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!